Well, today on this video we are going to do another season update for what is known as the Mega Server. So first we are in our countdown. As you can see in the top right corner, we have a little more than 7 days left. Let's go ahead and go to the leaderboards. And in the fellowships you have Baron Panda and Gundor. You have Layman, Order, and Erebor, Toby and Step and Angmar. And in Arnor you have Gods and Merc. And there is a couple other small factions going around. The one bigger team in Linden Iron have kind of been AFK for most of the season. Started out, seemed like they were going to be an issue for either Angmar or Arnor, but have since stopped playing for the most part, as it seems. In faction points, I am in 126th. Raven is in first, almost doubling second place, and that's just frankly because of his merit. Merit is the biggest factor inside the faction points. Personal affluence, not really important. At this stage in the game, everybody has their affluence, their tiles, and everything. So let's go to merit. And yes, of course, Raven is at almost 12 million merit. I think he has a chance to hit 13 million before the season's over. He's got a week to do it. I think he can get another 1.2 million. Then, name I can't pronounce is in second. You got Isaac in third, Ricky Spanish, Thumper, Beast, Dumbo, which is Maddox, the leader of Order. You have Fellow in 8th, Zulu from Gods in 9th, and Cutie Pie in 10th. I will scroll through a little bit and show you who all has what merit in this server. Our very own Riv is 5.5 million. Netheries 5.2 and 38th. Z's in 40th with 5.1. Laws in 50th, which is a little surprise to me. I know he had vacations and stuff for the summer, but I expected him to be higher. And we are just about to the top 100. And as people know, I am also running the Reaper account. And he is sitting at 3.8 million, I believe. So he is not far out of the top 100. Let's take a look at a map. And on this one, I'm going to give a little bit more time explaining how things are. So, you have Gundor, which was Baron Panda. And as you see, they took over Mordor and Rohan lands and have invaded the center. You have Erebor that took over Lothlorien lands, some Ruin lands up in the northeast. You have Angmar in the northwest, which have Angmar lands, a little bit of Linden lands, and some going towards the center. Arnor, same thing, some Linden lands, they have their lands, and there you are. So, Mega Server, I think, is an inappropriate name for this. The server didn't turn out how it was supposed to be, but there has been a lot of fights. Whether you're winning or losing, there has been fights, and a lot of it. So, you have the ring right here in the center. Erebor owns it. Gundor is pushing Erebor, trying to get there. Arnor, same thing, and same thing with us. So now the fighting is more centralized. You have a pin down here with 26 million participants between Erebor and Gundor. And I am going to go ahead and go to the map inside and look at the view. As you can see, Gundor has been pushing. And if you go this way, you can see they are making headway. They are getting closer and closer to Dol Guldur. And this is about where the cutoff stops, is at this crossing. As you can see, they are making forts for range, and they actually have made it a little bit farther than I thought. They are right here. DG capital is right there. So they are definitely there already, which I didn't realize. You have another pin over here with Angmar, Arnor, and Erebor. Let's go over here. As you can see, there is no nap between Arnor and Angmar. I'm going to say that right now. But we have both common goals, trying to get to the center. There has been some fighting over the lines. We have not messed with their lines, really just some minor fighting, because they have their entrance into DG. And if you scroll through, which we're going to do, you're going to see that they have made headway. They are inside, making forts, destroying forts. And if we keep going, I believe this is where it stops. Nope, they still have more. Nope, they're all the way over here. And here's the crossing going into where DG is. So Bear and Arnor are both close to DG. And that pin was a 53 million pin. You have a pin here that has just formed 3 million participants. As you can see, it is Angmar and Erebor. So, let me go up here. As you can see, we are pushing the northern crossing into the area. We have not made it there yet. There is some fighting going on, which is nice to see. Obviously, Erebor's main focus is not at this point. It is closer to DG itself. So you have Erebor with the ring. All the enemies are making their way towards DG. No team can hold off 3 big teams like this. So they are trying to balance as well as they can. There's 7 days left. As you saw, Bear has the bottom spring, so they can start building a fortress soon. Arnor is right at the closest crossing to DG, so they will be making an impact. And you have us coming in from the north. So this could shape up to be a very interesting last, I'll say 6 days, because we're only a couple hours out from the counter changing to 6 days and 23 hours. So this will be interesting. It's going to come down to who wants it more, who's bigger, who has more activity. Activity is going to be the key. Strategies for the most part's out the window right now because, again, everyone's just trying to hammer their way into where the capital is, where the ring is. So it should be fun last couple days. Now, I'm going to go into some reports, and I have made a video on it on what I think free-to-play players should run as a formation, and I'm going to show more of why. So let's go up here, and here is the first report that I am going to share. Lesperens from Lame. I'm going to go through my gear really quick. I have Frodo, who is an R10. And you can see gold and purple gear. Gandalf the Grey is R10, gold and purple gear. Oh, oops. I have Dane R7, gold and purple gear. And I have Sauron at R4. And on my Sauron build, it is completely about speed. I got a little bit of focus in there for the modification, but everything was about speed. I could not make initiative set effects, so the defense was the way to go to keep him alive for the crowd control of all the madness. I gave him Woes Hunter, so he acts first. Now, Lesperens, he is running an R10 Sauron, maxed out strength and gold gear with Relic. A Z4 King of Men, R12 Saruman, and a Z1 Isildur. So he's trying to run the double tank formation with the Rangers of the North using Sauron and Isildur in this situation. And as you can see, obviously he won the fight, which I am going to lose 90% of the fights I fight in. But my goal is to cause a draw and take a chunk out. And that's what I did. It has definitely been game changing because it buys time for my teammates to come, or it slows them down when they're advancing. It takes them 10 minutes to take a tile instead of 5. I fought this guy, R10 Undying. You have a R10 Gandalf the Grey. You have a Zenith 1 Shadow. A little bit low commander attack, and that's because he's using a Warborn and then a defensive helm. And then you have Dane right at 202 attack, full gold gear, using the pipe just for the commander damage. Okay, and as you see, another chunk and a draw. And then here I have 2 fights against Atomic Lupe. He has a Z8 Sauron, Z4 Saruman, Z6 Dane, and a Z9 Gandalf the White. So if I'm trying to fight this guy straight up and just deal damage, I'm going to get annihilated and not do anything. But with my army, I cause the draw and I take a small chunk. Now, so I think I've shown enough reports over my season update videos to prove that this isn't just a fluke thing happening. This build works against these whales and krakens. So I have a second report against the same person, Atomic Lupe, and as you can see, it's the same outcome. I cause the draw and I take a chunk out. I have one against Sutane here, and this one I was quite happy about. He is running an Z2 Sauron. Ah! That's not what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. Sutane. So, Z2 Sauron. Z10 Gandalf the White. R10 Beorn. And a Z4 Dane. I halved them. I'm very happy with this report. Like I said, cause the draw, anomalies. Here's one against Thanatos Kids. There it is. And he is running a Z2 Sauron. An R10 Saruman. Z3 Beorn. And a Z11 Gandalf the White. So these reports speak for themselves. I'm causing the draw, taking a chunk out. I like the build that I have. I think this could be very well done for people. So this was one where I am fighting people more my size. So this guy is definitely just a little bit smaller than me. And let's show you. He's got an R2 Undying. He has an R5 Sauron. He has an R3 Saruman and an R4 Bard, which is definitely a weird combination. He did take a chunk out of me, but I got him for the most part. Then I got hit while I was sitting there against Pac-Man, who's somebody else that's more my size. An R4 Sauron, R10 Dane, R5 Gandalf the White, and an R10 Shadow. So, like I said, even against people my size, I can take 2 hits, cause both of them draws. I took chunks, big chunks out of both of them. So this is an army that can work for people. Show you the map again. I expect in the next day or two that there'll be maybe 1 or 2 pins by DG, and that's it. Because everything's going to be centralized. It depends if the pins combine and everything. So it's going to be a fight for the last few days for Erebor. And with 3 teams converging, it's probably unlikely that they're going to keep DG. Like I said, Gondor is here already, Bear and Pandas. Looks like Lame's here trying to cut off the spring so that they can recapture it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens over the next few days. And as always, make the most out of what you got.